Hey ho, my name is Jo. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to day 11 of my reading reset. Hello there, if you are new here, my name is Jo and I am Fight and Read Like a Girl, where here I do things bookish and polycystic ovarian syndrome related. I am finishing up a reading reset that I do every year. I used to do it in journal form, and now here we are doing it in video form, so I have something to go back to. So yeah, if you are returning, thank you. I'm happy you are here. I'm happy you clicked on this video. We reached 100 subscribers recently, which I'm so grateful for every single one of you. Thank you for being on this journey. Yeah, let's dive into this video because I've got a couple new authors I want to talk about, and I feel like there's a lot to say about them. So first we're going to start with Otto Schaefer. I wouldn't say he's fully new to me, because I have been following him on TikTok for a couple of years now, but I just recently picked up his first book. What was it called? The Secret Journal. And I read that last year. And I'm currently reading the next book. I can't remember what it's called. Keepers of Light. That's what it is. So I'm currently reading the second book. And his writing is absolutely amazing. I mean, personal opinion, okay? I have had nothing but a good experience with The Secret Journal, and this next one, The Keepers of Light, has already been really good. I've kind of set it down recently just because it's not really what I'm in the mood to read. So he recently put out a book called Rust-Colored Rain, which is kind of like a zombie apocalypse type thing, and I've downloaded it on Kindle Unlimited, but I haven't had the chance to read it yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. That was just one of those that it just sounded really good, and I feel like Otto Schaefer is going to become one of those that's easily been an auto-buy author for me, because The Secret Journal was so good. It was so well researched and just so good. So definitely around the auto-buy authors for me, and I could not, I could say so much more about this author, but I don't want to make this video all about him, because I've got a few other authors I need to talk about. Most of the authors I'm actually talking about are indie authors, which is okay. The next one that I can think of, let me see, I'm gonna go back to my reading from last year and see new authors to me. Oh, one author that I read a lot of last year, I think there was one, two, there was more than that. Maybe it was only two. Hi, Nix. Kitty. Okay. And next author, Kitty wants attention. Next author I'm talk about is Sarah Kate. Now, Sarah Kate is an indie author as well. She publishes through Kindle Direct Publishing, I believe, and she lives her life in like an SUV, not an SUV, a RV. So I read He Thought I Was His, and we also read The Woman I Befriended. I definitely thought I read more than that by her. I feel like there was another one, but it's not here. So these were both really, really good. Kitty, can I help you? No? Okay. These were both really, really good. I definitely loved He Thought I Was His. It's kind of like a stalker type thing. And I mean, definitely try to read your trigger warnings when going into this one. So you follow a couple of characters that this one character is completely obsessed with this girl, and then you have the girl who is basically trying to get away from him. And I don't want to give away the story, but this story was really good. Like, it kind of brought back some memories for me when I was younger. I had a stalker, and I thoroughly enjoyed this book. It was so good. So the woman I befriended was really good. It definitely say it wasn't like one of my top books of the year, but I did really enjoy it, and I would definitely be picking up more by this author. Like, Sarah Kate is a really good writer. I don't really know if she has a particular genre that she writes, but she looks like this really super sweet girl, and it's like you wonder what goes on in her head, because some of the things that she writes are just like so twisted, so crazy. But her two books were really good. So the next person I'm going to talk about is Ashley Greathouse. Ashley Greathouse is also an indie author, and I read Hen House. There was Hen House, there was Lily, and Locked Away. So those are the three books I read by her this year, or last year. And Hen House, okay? Let's talk about that one for a minute. That one lives rent-free in my brain, because that one was, oh my gosh, I can't get one scene out of my head. And do me a favor, please read the trigger warnings if you go to read this book, because I didn't think I was like, whatever, it's not gonna be a big deal. But the suicide scene lives rent-free in my brain. Like, the images that I had in my head when I was reading that part are still lodged in my brain, and I can't get them out. Like, it is completely and utterly insane on how much those are lodged in my brain. I kind of really wish I could go back and unread this just so I don't have those images in my head. But this book was really, really good. This book I would probably recommend to a friend if they were looking for something like new. I would say try Ashley Greathouse. I wouldn't even tell you what book to pick up. I'd just say try Ashley Greathouse. If you don't like the first book you pick up the next one. In case of point, Lily was really good. I feel like this book was unforgettable though. I feel like this book was forgettable, but it was still really good. If I read the synopsis, I'd probably be able to tell you. Okay, so Lily was kind of like a serial killer type, mass murderer type of deal, and Locked Away was like a really short story about this girl who has like magical power, and she's kind of discovering who she is. Really, really super short, but I definitely felt like that one needed more. As far as Ashley Greathouse goes, I will probably keep reading her books as well. Like, I think she's a really good author. Next, I read such a variety of books last year. The next author I will talk about actually is V.E. Schwab. I personally had never picked up a V.E. Schwab book until I picked up The Visible Life of Addie LaRue. I fell in love with that book. I can't figure out why I've never picked up anything by V.E. Schwab. Probably because I was trying to get away from like the young adult stuff, and like the Visual Life Addie LaRue is definitely a little bit more adult, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. Like, I actually even think, like, after I started reading, finished it, I went out and picked up like the Gallant, what is it called? I picked up Gallant, and I believe this is even like a young adult, but I didn't care. Like, I want all the V.E. Schwab now. Like, I completely fell in love with the way this author's writing. And if The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue is anything like the rest of her books, I don't know. I don't even know where I was going with that, because oh my gosh, it was so good. Alright, the next author I'm going to talk about is another indie author. I read a lot of indie authors this year, which is, or last year, I'm not complaining about, but that is J.C. Fuller, okay? Let me talk about J.C. Fuller, okay? So far, I've read 2 of her books, which is a part of like a mystery series that she wrote. You have Black Bear Alibi, and you have The Push, which is based around a national park. I want to say it's an island, but like mystery murders. You've got this in Black Bear Alibi. You've got this like new sheriff who comes to town, who's, I don't really know if she's fresh out of the academy or if she's been there for a while, or she's been out for a while but then got the sheriff job. I don't really remember that detail. But she ends up going back, like going to this like area, and her first mystery she has to solve is somebody who got killed, and it looks like the body was mauled by a black bear. So she's trying to, like, you know, uncover like the secret and stuff like that. And when I tell you, I was not expecting the ending. Like, I will tell you this, I was expecting the sweet little old lady. That's not what we got. The Push, the same thing. I was not expecting the ending that it was. She does have the 3rd book that just came out on Audible, which I'm going to listen to here relatively soon, which is called False Findings. I'm so excited. But J.C. Fuller, she's a mystery author, so I mean, I like a good mystery, and then like this is like a crime mystery. I'm gonna say thriller, but it's like a crime mystery, and I'm kind of here for it. Like, I really thoroughly enjoyed it. And would I recommend J.C. Fuller? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she's a very, very good storyteller. And I can't wait to see what happens in False Findings. Like, Black Bear Alibi caught me from like the first sentence, and The Push caught me like from the first chapter, and False Findings, I don't know. Like, I'm so ready. It's just like, listen to that. I cannot wait. Alright, and last but not least, the last author I'm going to talk about So the next author I'm going to talk about is S.T. Abby. I definitely feel like this group of books has not gotten enough hype on my channel. But S.T. Abby, it's like, this is part of like the Mindfuck series, so definitely not made for kids, definitely not made for the young adult. It's definitely adult. So like, these books have been about like, how to explain them? Like, there's definitely smut in them. Okay, we'll go with that. There's definitely a lot of smut, but like, you follow this like character. She's like basically not who she says she is, and it definitely messes with your mind. And I cannot explain these books. Like, you definitely have to read them for yourself. But I read quite a few of them. I read 1, 2. I thought there was one more. I feel like I read like 3 or 4 of them. Maybe it was only 2. I don't know. But St. Abby, I believe she's even like, St. Abby's like not on Girl Alive. I don't know. I know she was traditionally published. Maybe she wasn't. There are 5 books in the series, so I'm a little less than halfway through. Yeah, St. Abby has actually passed away. I'm not sure what happened, but she has recently passed away. And I mean, I'm going to continue to read these books. Like, I really wish she kind of was still alive, because I would love to see what else she would put out. And I'm going to be hunting throughout this whole entire year for any St. Abby books and get those read. But that's what I look forward to. Let's see. And last but not least, I'm going to talk about Monica James. So I read Beyond the Roses and what was the other one? I know this. Bad Saint. So Beyond the Roses was really good. That was about a girl who had cancer. She wasn't a girl, she was an adult. She was about an adult who had cancer. But she ends up going to this like camp where like there's kids who have cancer. So she's like a counselor there. So like, you know, whoever sent her there thought like, well, they can relate. You can relate to them. They can relate to you. You have cancer. And she ends up falling in love. And the amount of tears that was shed during the end of this book. Oh my gosh. I was at work when I finished reading this. And like, the person that I was taking care of, she's like, Joe, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. She's like, well, why are you crying? You're not okay. I'm like, I'm just listening to a very sad book. I'm okay. And she goes, that's why you don't listen to sad books. At the time, I did not know that it was a sad book. But this was so good. 5 stars for me. Like, I cannot imagine anything less. Like, I probably should have included this in that video yesterday, but I definitely say I probably want to reread this at some point or re-listen to it, because it was so good. I was not expecting for me to like it as much as I did, but I did. I liked this book a lot. The next one I read by her was, oh my god, I must not have impact on me. Bad Saint. So, I mean, this was definitely made the list of like the worst books that I read, but she was still a new author to me, so that's why I'm talking about her in this video. And I probably wouldn't recommend this to anybody, but this one was like hostage BDSM situation. It was just like not for me. But if you're into that kind of thing and you want something new, I mean, I definitely would recommend this to you. Monica James actually is a very good writer, and I hope to be picking up more of things of her in the future. So that is all the authors that I want to talk about in this video that were new to me. So if you made it this far in this video, thank you. I feel like I ranted on a lot in this video, but that's what I do. That's who I am. So if you haven't done so already, haven't joined this community, do hit subscribe, that way so you don't miss anything, because tomorrow is my last day of this reading reset, and I am going to be talking about the books that I need to read before the release date. So you don't want to miss that. I've got a lot of books on that list. But yeah, and I'm hoping also after this reading reset's over to at least get one video out a week, if not two, because I would like to try my hand at vlogging a lot more. I've thought about, like, you know, changing things up on this channel. But if you made it this far, thank you. And definitely drop a comment down below if you read any of these books. I do want to know your thoughts. If there's any book that I have read this year that I haven't talked about, do let me know in the comments if you want to know what my thoughts are on it, because I can do a separate video for that for you. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you tomorrow.